phone. Hey guys, welcome to another stream. Just need to lower that a bit. I changed the thumbnail because I went to the High Tech Oils Super Series at the Bend yesterday, and I thought I was really surprised how well Tommy Smith did because he won the TA2 race, and I thought, but Tommy Smith's not that good. No? So I thought I'd go and look at the results and see how he went against his teammates, and yeah, so I'll show my screen. So here we got Tommy Smith racing in all the big categories that no one else can afford to do. So yeah, Formula 3 in 2023 is Gabriel Bortoleto. Won the championship. Now Tommy Smith is way down the order. He just not that impressive. Now, who are his teammates? I think Sophia Fleusch was also at Van Amersfoort. Oh no, hang on. No, she was at what's that one? PHM. Yeah. So Van Amersfoort, Kai Collette, and Billy Gomez. Billy Gomez got 2 top 10s at the end there. But where's Kai Collette? Who's more experienced as well. And here's the thing: what I learned about formula racing from talking to some people who are in it. Sometimes drivers don't get preferential treatment. Some drivers get preferential treatment. Other ones get not the right treatment, and so it can end up where, like one driver who is very good is being mistreated, and so your own people have got to speak up and make it happen for you. Otherwise, you're not getting the results that you should be getting, even though you're as good as your teammate. So, but Tommy Smith there, you got Kaya Collette way up there, and there's a thing that I looked at the stats of Formula 3 a while ago, and a lot of the time you'll find, this one guy's doing really well, but his teammates aren't doing as well as him. So it's either the team isn't very good at making all the cars equal or providing the right equipment, or the drivers aren't as good. And so it could be the case for Tommy Smith that he just wasn't that good. So Kai Collette up there in 9th. Then you go 2024 Formula 3. He's teammates with Noel Leon and Sophia Fleusch. Fleusch, right down the order, they didn't get any points. The 12 points that Tommy got for that P4 at Silverstone, which was apparently for putting the right tyres on at the right time. It was a bit of a lucky one. He just wasn't able to do it. And until that point, his best result was 12th. And Sophia had come 11th as well, so she had legitimately better results than Tommy, but she didn't get the points, so she was down the order. So before then, Tommy was behind her in the points. Noel Leon, where is he? He's up there in 10th. So, and again, another example of sometimes one driver is up there and their teammates are down the order. And it's interesting, is that because of not getting treated right, or is that because they're not very good? So, then I wanted to see who was racing in who was racing where in 2025. But let's look at Indy next, because that's what Tommy was in next. Did I say Percat? I said Pearson. I thought I said Percat. Tommy Smith. There he is, down the order. Who are his teammates? This is important. A lot of teammates throughout the year. Jesus. HMD is a very big team in Indy Next. How many did they have regularly? Got 1, 2, 3, 4 that are regulars. So Pearson, Haley Deegan, and Kai Collette. So let's have a look. Kai Collette's second in the championship, but I think he's more experienced. Kai Collette, I've heard of him being around for a long time. He's 23, but I think he did lower formulas for a long time as well. 17, 18, French F4 in 2018. Yeah, he's been around a long time. 2020 went 21 F3. So yeah, he's been around a long time. So Kai Collette up there, Pearson's up there, Deegan's up there. So all of his full-time teammates were ahead of him. His best result was a couple of P12s. Haley Deegan got an 11th. Pearson got a lot better results. And obviously Kai Collette was up there, won races. And bad result there. Probably cost him the championship. Although I'll tell you what, he's just not as many race wins as Dennis Hauger. Where's Dennis Hauger these days? Is he gone up to the big leagues? There he is. Racing for Dale Coyne. How's he doing? He's doing okay. Not too bad at all, really. What's the L for? Led race like 1 point. So 1 point for leading the. Yeah, but can't you just hold out until the pit stops? That's sort of silly that you get a point for that. Yeah. Alright, so there's that. So yeah, that's Tommy Smith for you. Not really that impressive. And then hang on, I want to put the chat here in case anyone's got something to say. And I'll keep trying to keep criticizing Tommy Smith. So those are the lower formulas. 2 years of F3, 1 year of Indy Next, where he just wasn't that impressive. And then he's just won a race in TA2. Yesterday, I watched him win a race. He qualified on the front row, and I'm looking at him like, is that Tommy Smith? Next to one of the other guys in TA2 who's better than him. And yeah, it just sort of shocked me how well he was doing. He had 9 races in Trans Am last year. We do, cool. Because he came back to Australia last year, well, at the end of the season, I think. And I think with Trans Am, it's a bit different. What we got? There's a lot of different teams doing a couple of races. There's a lot of different entrants. But Tommy Smith, he didn't do. He did 1 round, apparently. Round 5. That's what he did. I don't know why it says 9 races then. Because that's just confusing. You got Jack Smith up there. He did plenty of races. Best result 7th. Not that great. And Tommy Smith, where is he? Yeah, so they said he did round 5, which would be the bend, which I think that's right. I remember that. And that's all I got. No Maybe he didn't score any points, or do they have like a guest system? No information. That's annoying. Oh, the Alice Buckley page got updated, but the Tommy Smith one didn't. So not a lot of information there. But like from what you can see, he just shouldn't be in a position to win a race in TA2. But maybe he hasn't been in a great team. Like Van Amersfoort is not a great team. Well, shouldn't be anyway. Hang on. So Kai Collette he came second to Indy Next, right? And then he was up there in 2024. So Van Amersfoort is not a terrible team. But sometimes it can be very political in the junior formulas, but in the European junior formulas. Not sure about Indy Next. Maybe it could be like that as well. But yeah, just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I guess they've said 8 points in 9 races, but I've got no information on the Trans Am page. So maybe we'll look up that one. So Australian Trans Am results. I know that one. The man walking a little dog. I guess this is right. Let's look at this. Results 2025. Okay, this is more like it. Is that just the first round or something? What am I looking at? Oh, that's saying that's Queensland. Why is that showing that? It's weird. Oh, that's not helpful. Alright, let's just look him up. Tommy Smith. So try driver database. Might be helpful. Trans Am. I think I saw that one. Well, that didn't help there. Had a fire. Worked his way up to the third step on the Formula One feeder series. Yeah, and then what about when he did Indy Next as well? Oh, that's funny. Second Trans Am start. Who filled in? So, yeah, there's not a lot of information there. Outside the 10. So Jack Smith in 11th. And a lot of really good guys that year in Trans Am as well last year. Tommy Smith had a fuel fire in the pits. He might not have finished the session then. Alright. It's sort of interesting. People were talking about how good Tommy Smith is. He's obviously a good driver. What do you mean he's obviously a good driver? What were people saying about him in Indy Next? It's just sort of like failed to make it into F2, failed to make it up the order in F3, failed to make it up the order in Indy Next, and now he's coming to supercars. He doesn't have a history of winning championships or being like really good at anything. It's just sort of, what's that, seventh in the championship in F4 in 2019. He's not that good. But he did win yesterday, which I'm still racking my brain on it, trying to find something. There's funny. Being teammates with Blake Tracy, that's a good one. Blake Tracy, Elliot Cleary, Cody Gillis. Won't be about results, make sure he's comfortable in the car and can improve on his skills outside of open wheel racing. I don't know if he had any skills in open wheel racing. Like, all they're saying is that he did it, and that's his selling point. Oh, good for you, you were in that thing. His first two races in, what do they got there? Not classified them. Qualifying wasn't too bad, 11th. But maybe it's a good team too. HMD might be a good team. Finished 12th. Not exciting. I don't know what one it was. I think it might have been the first race at SMP in Super 2 where he was ahead of Alice Buckley and then he went off the track, and I think that's why he came 20th. And so, yeah, I don't know. There's not really anything that is being said in Alice Buckley returns. Yeah, well, Alice Buckley, I don't think, maybe she was better than him. 2023, she won a few races in the scholarship series. Did the full season, came 16th. I assume that's what. That's a full season, but I don't know if that's a full season. It looks about right. Scholarship series is a smaller series, and then didn't win a race. Well, so she won 3 races there. 1 race in Excel Cup, but in Excels you can just pay to win just about. 24, no wins in 24, even though she did the scholarship series again, but she did the full season of GR Cup. 17th. So people just blowing smoke up her ass. That's the thing I don't like about in racing, people getting smoke blown up their ass. They have to be able to get the results. She got 4 wins in TA2 there, and she won the scholarship series. Which is interesting to go from P9, where, well, we don't know what position she might have been in 24. So 16th and 23, wherever she might have been in 24. And first and 25, let's have a look. I'm done looking at Tommy Smith. I don't really know what to say about him. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Maybe he's in a good team. Maybe he's been in. It can't be that he's been in bad teams in the past. It's either they're screwing him over or he's not good enough. And you could probably look at previous examples of HMD and Van Amersfoort Racing not giving him the right equipment, and that's why he was struggling. To don't seem like a control category. Yeah, well, that could be it too. Certain teams do seem to do better. I think Australia is more regulated than America, though. So I don't know. I was under the impression from what Paul Morris said in like 2019 or whenever it was in Enforcer and the Dude that TA2 is a category where everybody can just grab parts off the truck. You're not developing your own parts. Like if you need things. Buckley was cooking everyone in that Chev. Yeah, but wasn't that once? That wasn't all the time. That was once. And that's the thing that I say. She's not great. No. She's not bad. I haven't seen her like crashing into anyone. She did actually. She was up there in TA2 yesterday. At the bend, I was watching. I was like, all right. So you got Tommy Smith leading, and then you got Alice Buckley. She was like fourth. I was like, all right. Well, she can't be bad. And she wasn't getting close to the guy in front, but she wasn't falling back to the guy behind. So maybe she just thought it was smarter to hold position. So like she might be eyeing up the championship rather than worrying about race wins. So the car is on rails. Yeah, well, it could be the car. So we've got something here. I don't know if that's a lot of information. Where is she? 11th. Yeah, so 4th, 8th, and then won the next two races, and then I don't know what kind of round this one was. Is it this? Oh, that's an enduro. The Queensland one was an enduro. So won the first two races and came third. Who was her co-driver? Slady. So if we find Slady, yeah, second, first, second. So they were running well. Like that's why the enduro team Slade looked goated in it. Yeah. Well, there you go. Like sometimes that's the difference is putting someone who's actually good in the car. But she did win races at the previous round by herself. But that's all she did there. She just did the Queensland rounds at TA2 last year. What else? She did 7 races in Trans Am, but I got very little information from when Tommy Smith was doing it. Well, his name just didn't pop up at all. Slater's mid-tier back of the field supercars driver. Tim Slade didn't really drive for a top team, except for when he was at Stone Brothers. And that was when he was good, because he was racing for a top team. It took him a while to get up to speed. He was substantially faster than Brody. In Trans Am or in TA2. Yeah, so it could be car. Depends if Brody was having an issue he was dealing with. Where we're looking. Paul Morris and Brody Kostecki. Well, that might be half the problem right there. So I think they just did it as a one-off. So 3rd, 2nd, 5th. And I guess they haven't got Paul Morris written anywhere. It's just Brody. Unless Paul Morris did it was full time. Yeah, he was. But he only did a couple of rounds. It's definitely the car. No way. Well, no way they're that fast. Well, sometimes I wish I could watch. I don't know what the actual finishing results were. Can we look at TA2 Queensland Enduro 2025? Let's see what the times might have been. Stop being nice. I think it's possible that people can do a good job. You can't just say, no, you're mid and you're good, so you're always going to be mid and you're always going to be good. Sometimes people can get it right. Right? It's not everyone. You're not permanently stuck. If you act like that, then you're permanently stuck being whatever position you're in. right? And saying that you can't possibly progress in life, right? I know that's what it is when you've had a 10+ year career for me to judge off. Yeah, well, that's it. But that's a supercar career. And when you're in supercar teams that are mid, you're unlikely to get top results. It's not narrow-minded thinking. It's just based off what I've seen. Yeah. So we saw Tim Slade getting great results on occasion at BRT, and Brad Jones and Walkinshaw, but they were not top teams. In the Team Penske car again, he was mid. At the one race at Bathurst, it was Scott McLaughlin's car, right? So Scott McLaughlin was leading setup. And didn't McLaughlin have the crash at Bathurst as well? In that car that weekend? Somehow D'Alberto stays. Yeah, I'm not sold on saying that Tim Slade's not good. All right, here we go. Oh, Sparkly Tim Slade wins. So any idea how? Blew an oil line. And then Morrison Kostecki got the win. Oh, am I showing stuff still? Shoot. Alright. Whoops. 2 solo spins for each driver. They got the most points, but they also won more races. Alpha Slate is a nice lead into the upcoming Enduros with Nick Percat, and they had a very good result at the Bend. And there, that's sort of it. Not a lot of information for that one. There's the elite drivers and good drivers where if you give them a right car, they can do it. Yeah. And that's the sort of thing that I was saying about Tommy Smith, that people saying, oh, Tommy Smith is a good driver, was probably not going to be a good start to proceedings if you start slagging them off to the media. Flash in the pan drivers where all the stars align and maybe it can happen. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. The shit drivers, but better than most, them pay drivers. A lot of drivers have to bring money to things. Tommy Smith is a pay driver, yeah. And yeah, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say Tommy Smith is like rock bottom pay driver. There are other drivers that have been in categories where it's just like, what are you doing? You should not be here. You're coughing up huge amounts of money repairing cars, and this guy can't drive. But then I don't think Tommy Smith is completely terrible. He's not qualifying dead last and racing behind everyone else. He's able to race. He's just not able to. He's not regularly able to make it happen at teams where he should be making it happen. Being slow and crashing cars is the same to you. Trash is trash. Yeah. But I don't think Tommy Smith is that. He's not slow, and he does get in incidents we've seen, but he's not like a complete waste of space. Can't drive F3. Well, he wasn't last in F3. But Van Amersfoort is not the worst team. But also, there's a lot of people in F3 where they're just crashing into one another. Come to Supercars and be at the back of this horrible Super 2 field. He was 15th, right? Of what, 20 cars? Qualifying like 15th, 16th. and teammates with who's the other one? Eton Hodson. Who Hodson should basically be the lead because he's got the natural talent. Reggie Stanaway. Yep. Reggie came back immediately fast. Gave him one Super 2 round. And he cooked. Yep. Immediately. Yep. And then obviously one Sandown 500. That's a good driver. Okay, that's your definition of a good driver. Yeah, well, yeah. So yeah, we say Richie is a good driver, but there are other drivers that are better. Tommy Smith just has a surplus of money. Yes. So that's pretty much what I've been saying, regardless of where you go. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose if you just hang around long enough, occasionally you're going to pick up results. Regardless of where you go, he will not do the job. But what I'm saying is he won yesterday. So like occasionally he's going to pick up wins. And he did qualify up the front. And the thing I was wondering was, is he like maybe he's found his thing? But as long as there's a Brock Feeney, a Brody Kostecki around, oh yeah, those guys will rock up and they'll smoke him. He'll never succeed. Yeah, so sometimes he'll be in a category at a time when there's not a lot of like really good guys. And so like that, and that's pretty much what T82 was. Like there was like a 20-car field and 6 cars were out during the race. And I was like, what? How did that happen? And maybe that's TA2 for you. I don't really watch a whole lot of it. So it can be if you're not in a stacked field, like maybe this year's Super 2 field isn't that good. Even Brad Vaughan's not that good. When there's someone with an amazing junior pedigree, I never like accept it until I see what the field look like. Yeah, that's it. It's what Dale Earnhardt said to Dale Jr. He said, "Who wasn't there?" That's what he says when Dale Jr. says, "Oh, I won a race today." Yeah, who wasn't there? And until you got all like really good guys there, and you're beating those really good guys, then you're good. Brad Vaughan is the definition of mid, maybe below mid. Brad Vaughan has been in Super 2 too long to getting good now. Like it's some. I think Bryce Ford is another example. Like Bryce was good enough in main game, good enough to keep a seat, and just run out of money at Brad Jones. That's basically how his career ended. Bryce got lucky. Ended up in the Nissan, which is in the top team. It took him a long time to get. It took him a long time to get good in Super 2. He used to crash too much. Even the first year with the Nissans, he was crashing too much. LeBrock would qualify well, but just ruin the start. And who else? Shea Davies was also getting in incidents all the time. So they had good cars, but the drivers weren't up to scratch. Unlucky to not get a co-driver seat because he's definitely fast enough to get one. Is he confirmed to not have the seat at Brad Jones? What's the seat? Shavy's crash kid. My God, yeah. All right, let's have a look. Supercars co-drivers 2026. Yesterday. Cold turkey for him. What's that? Ruben Goodall, Thomas Randall. Yeah, Cameron Crick with LeBrock. And they confirmed today that Cameron Crick is going to be racing at Townsville. So that's going to be cool. Brad Jones thought to be Bryce Fullwood. Brad Vaughan, Jordan Boys are thought to be remaining with the team. Yeah, so Brad Vaughan might team up with Cameron Hill. I can see Bryce going with Andre Heimgartner because they've spent time together, so they know one another quite well. That would just be better that way, rather than if you put Bryce with Cameron Hill. Yeah, Bryce and Andre could be good. Brad Vaughan with Cam Hill and Macca with Jordan Boys. That makes sense. So, like, it looks like Bryce is going to get the seat. That's podium potential. Yeah, it's podium potential. But that's another case of like who wasn't there, because there's top teams that should have cars up there. You got 2 888 cars that should be on the podium every day, and then you've got Brody Kostecki, you've got both Tickford cars, you've got Groves. Plenty of teams that should be getting better results than both. What, both 888 cars? One Tickford car. Yeah, well, Randall can have his day. It can happen, all right? There's potential for that. Randall gets a podium every year, right? Car 55 will struggle to make the top 10. Yeah, maybe. He did get a podium last time out at Albert Park. Like, he is flash in the pan sort of material. And to be at this point in his career and to not be regularly getting those results, he's in a Tiffany car making one podium. It is an achievement. No, it's not. Yeah, and he's been in too long to be in a position like that. Like, it's how I feel looking at Stephen Richards' results when he was at FPR. I was like, so you've got Frosty in there doing a great job. And then you've got money. Money's how he's kept his seat. I know the answer to that one. He's got a good relationship with Castro. But Stephen Richards rocks up to FPR and gets an occasional good result, but is constantly getting smoked by Frosty. That's kind of what we're looking at with Randall. And it kind of made Richo look bad. He should have stayed at Perkins. Because then people would have said, "Oh, it's the car. He's not in a good enough team." But then you get into a top team and you don't deliver, then we know where you're at. You're not up to scratch. I mean, he wasn't the top 10 a few years. They did a DJR. They let Rylan Gray go. Is that what you mean? Because DJR lost Kai Allen. Lost Rylan Gray because they want to keep Randall. Yeah, exactly. I think I'll tell you what. There was I was saying in the past that Rylan Gray isn't bringing much money because they don't have sponsors. But I think something I've learned recently. Get Randall out of here. Yeah, something I've learned recently is that you can bring cash to fund the drive, but not have a sponsor on the car. Or you can have a sponsor on the car that's usually on there, but you need to bring money to fund the drive, which is what happened with Dean Canto at Gary Rogers and probably lots of other drivers going into those lower budget teams. That you need to bring money. The team has the funding for the minimum costs. Like, if we don't crash, this is how much it costs. And then the drivers bring a certain amount of money as like insurance money to cover the costs of the driver likely crashing and breaking stuff. Like that's, and to help fund the team, and like there's probably a lot of interesting stuff that I wish there was maybe someone who I can interview somewhere that could explain like how likely it is. It's probably why Triple A ended up a powerhouse. Well, people, drivers bringing money. You don't Triple Eight don't sign pay drivers. They're the fattest cash cow in the category. Um, like who? What, Red Bull? Is that what you mean? Lounge. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, people sponsors follow Lounge. They like Lounge. No, way back before like '05. Yeah, yeah. So like Better Electrical Days, Lounge. Yeah. Well, they got remember the Domino's ad? They had Domino's just on the mirrors, and in 2006, I remember seeing the ads on TV for that. And I'm thinking, I can't believe that like you think about it. There's not that many Domino's stickers on the car, and they're running an ad with those drivers. Like they must have been paying a lot of money just for the little bit of stickering. Like if we look at if I try and find an '06 car, I don't know if I just have one in my pile, helping them become a powerhouse commercially and in the category. Thought it was on the roof as well. Yeah, I think it might be on the rear as well. Try and find, where is my Craig Lowndes folder? 2006. Is this? No, that's the Bathurst car, isn't it? That's the one with the. My very slow computer. Oh, there it is. With wing around it. That's '05. Alright. Here we go. So Domino's there. Domino's on the rear wing. You can't really see the front there. Oh, and Domino's are just above the Ford badge. And maybe on the roof as well. You can't see it from this angle. But I think maybe on the rear as well. Look how many small sponsors, my God. Yeah, they were like NASCAR with their sponsors. Like the number of tiny little stickers on it. Like that's how you fund a race team. But then I think they must have got a lot of money out of Vodafone. Or maybe you got to think about it. How many of these sponsors might have come with Better Electrical, like a super cheap sort of deal? But I don't know if many of these are things you'd find in a Better Electrical. I think a lot of these are just teeny tiny sponsors. Like I think Better Electrical, the deal would have probably included LG and Sunbeam. Like those are things that you'd find in a Better Electrical. Because they were on the car like every year. Stickering got a lot better. But if you got that many sponsors, then that's it. They just stopped doing it like that. Oh, maybe. Let's look at '07. Is this '07? This is Adelaide 500 '07. They've got barely anything on it. Onboard cameras got better, so sponsors took onboard spots. Oh, yep, true. Yeah, not. It wasn't that common. It was like they made a bit of a big deal out of it, saying, "Oh, this is who's got the onboard cameras this time." You'd have like I think in 2002, you'd have like 5 guys or 3 guys with an onboard camera. I think at Canberra 2002, Stephen Johnson or something like that, or was it 2000? But you'd have like just like a handful of guys who had onboard cameras, so yeah, it would have more stickers on them. I don't know how many onboard cameras there are. I think these days there's obviously a camera in every car. But what the broadcast chooses to show, the '08 car looking busy. Okay, let's see. '08, that's '07. That's 10. This is '08 apparently. That's what it says on the name. Got more sponsors there, more Vodafone, Nokia, Ford. It's not too busy at the front anyway. Dexia and Komatsu. That's the same amount. Yeah. I think 09 was about the same, and 10, and don't have, what have we got over Denny? It's 2011. Yeah, I think whatever it was, they just didn't have as many. Vodafone was a giant sponsor. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it would have been. Yeah, there's 09, that bugger all. Funding they gave was crazy. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And maybe a lot of those little tiny sponsors were a 1-year deal rather than a multi-year deal like Vodafone would have been. So yeah. Yeah, so we got that. Alice Buckley. But yeah, just this one race at TA2 yesterday made me think, oh, maybe these guys aren't so bad. And you're saying that it's like you're just driving the right car, you're driving for the right team, so you're getting these results. And it could be the case. But I think TA2 they do ballast as well. Okay. Right. Yeah. I don't yeah, I don't know. That would make sense. So if there's a lot of things that you can change with setup with TA2. Remember Brody talking about, yeah. Yeah, if I look at TA2, Brody Kostecki. Maybe you're hearing things. Yeah, maybe. What? 7 months ago. Great driver, Brody. He'd be even better. A bit of Paul's mongrel rubbed off onto him. I think it was on his pod. Oh, maybe. Talking about him and Paul. Yeah. Brody Kostecki doesn't need to be more like Paul Morris. He needs to be more like himself. Like Brody's got enough mongrel. Like Paul Morris, there's a reason that Paul Morris won Bathurst, and in his supercar time, he could have had better results, but he kept on crashing out. He's like Paul the way he races. Yeah, but he's not crashing out all the time. Like, it's not regular that you're like, oh, here comes Brody. Like, Brody's a champion. He was a passenger. Can't even say he won Bathurst. Yeah, yeah. He crashed the car twice. Yeah. Like, yeah, Chaz won Bathurst. But Chaz he got a penalty for passing a car under red flag or whatever it was. Double yellow or something. And so that's why they started at the back. But then yeah, Paul crashed it twice in the race. So, Paul was not a good co-driver. Moss just threw it up there. Yeah. I think it was also a bit of luck involved as well that they got that red flag. Factory Ford team. Yeah. Not the best driver you could get was Paul. Yeah. It just that it didn't make any sense to me because like the year before Paul was with Scott Pye at LDM. And I don't know if you've seen this clip of Paul spitting the Chewy at Scott Pye. I think the car was on fire or something. He's just yelling at him. It's like, wow. And we like a bit of passion, but sometimes it's just like you've got to be kidding me. Like Scott Pye's not a bad driver. Winton, maybe we could find that. We could try and find that. Paul Morris, Scott Pye, 2013. 2013. It was definitely 2013. It was like the end of the pits. I don't know where it was, but where I found it. But 2013 Winton Fire. Winton 2013, the last race. Okay, you're telling me. All right, let's find you. Move this out of the way. All right, 2013 Winton, 2013. Whoops, Winton Supercars. Let's find it. 26, 25. It's from Motorsport Direct. Oh, here we go. 27. Well, this has got to be it. Yeah, well, there's his car. Let's send the race. Here we go.
Tom's on the left-hand side. Okay, so it's the VIP Petrus car. Might actually be
Todd Kelly. Always.
Shane Van Gisbergen starting on the right-hand side of the circuit. Didn't get away to a good start, and everybody tried to get around him. This is behind Tony D'Alberto.
Link up at a shocker. Yeah, Winton. Yeah. Still somehow. What do you mean somehow? He's just better than most of the people in the field driving for the best team.
He's had more than enough dramas in 2013 at this stage. This is really unusual. Look at the back of that car. It's completely burning up. Is he out? Yeah, he is. Yeah. Whoa. So remember, the fuel cells are in a different position in these cars.
Who's that ODM guy with the
fuel cells in front of the rear axle center line? So it's yeah, the guy Scott Pye's out of the car, and that fire is extinguished now. It was a big nasty fire. I might just try and have a quick word with Scott as he gets out. Scott, how did that happen? What started that?
I think someone hit the exhaust pipe and coming in pit lane, the car stalled. Now just couldn't breathe and couldn't see a thing. So obviously it was on fire pretty bad. So
fuel leak.
You okay? Yeah, fine. Thanks, Scott. Thanks.
I was like, God, I saw someone with an Echo shirt. What is Echo? Is it like a fuel company? Or is it like a racing shirt? Like an Echo LDM shirt.
Smoke damage, fire damage. So Scott Pye's going to have to return to the scene of the crime here. This may explain what's happened. So
oh, wow, nice.
He's already been whacked. And look at all the
well travelled, whoever it was.
By this time, he can barely see a thing, let alone breathe properly. So he just parks it over there and jumps out as soon as he can. Good presence of mind, actually, to do that, because he needed to be able to open the driver's door, and because it's folded the exhaust down, it's made heat. It's set fire to the composite left rear guard. So the other question here is there damage if it was wind cut, which we suspect?
Just a salvo donation they ended up there. Maybe. Damn, that sucks. I would have taken it for free. I wouldn't mind having like a big collection of racing shirts. I think that'd be cool. A Broncos jersey too. Yeah. Yeah, it was like a lot of like sports brands and things. Thinking, what the fuck you know about rugby league? Yeah. Yeah. I think sometimes people just get given shirts and they don't know what the shirt is. But like sometimes you're like, nah, that's like an $80 shirt. Somebody bought that for you. But like, yeah, usually in Ghana, it's a lot of football shirts. Yeah, I think in a lot of places in Africa, a lot of those like major apparel brands have got things like that. because very popular. Yeah, well, yes, soccer is very popular in Africa. Todd Kelly, is Nissan dying on him again? So they know about that, but yeah, it's also like maybe Supercars and rugby league. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a good relationship between Australia and Ghana. So, no way. I want to find the bit. Like, where's the bit where's Paul Morris blowing up? Paul already yelled at him way before. I couldn't see it. It was like when it was right on fire. Just after the interview. Oh, I heard him yelling, but I don't know if it was yelling at him.
Yeah, guys, Scott Pye's out of the car and that fire is extinguished now. It was a big nasty fire. I might just try and have a quick word with Scott as he gets out. Scott, how did that happen? What started that?
I think someone hit the exhaust pipe and coming in pit lane, the car stalled and I just couldn't breathe and couldn't see a thing. So obviously it was on fire pretty bad, so I just got out as fast as I could.
You're okay? Yeah, fine. Yeah. Thanks, Scott. Thanks.
It's coming pretty bad, so I just got out as fast as I could.
You're okay? Yeah, fine. Yeah. Thanks, Scott. Thanks. It's coming into the pit there. Fuck yeah. Start up right down it.
Are we?
Oh yeah, there. It's a driver back now. It's all good.
There's a fair bit of damage.
Really?
Fire damage, so Scott Pye's going to have to return to the scene of the crime here. This may explain what's happened. So he's coming into pit lane. So he's already been whacked. And look at all the smoke in the cockpit.
Did I?
By this time, you can barely see a thing.
It says it's on screen.
So he just parks it over there
Oh.
and jumps out as soon as he can.
My internet is sort of... My Wi-Fi has just been a bit funky. We'll try. Alright, how's that? Is that good now? There we go. Cool. Alright, mate. Do I need to go back or... Yeah, I'll go back.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks. It's coming into the pit there. Fuck yeah. Start up right down it. Are we? I don't know if it'll be good enough to start.
That's just funny. It's like, yeah, it's all good now.
Fire damage, so Scott Pye's going to have to return to the scene of the crime here. This may explain what's happened. So he's coming into pit lane. So he's already been whacked. And look at all the smoke in the cockpit. By this time, he can barely see a thing, let alone breathe properly. So he just parks it over there. And
Premium
jumps out as soon as he
funding.
can. Good presence of mind,
Who
actually.
regrets taking the drive?
He needed to
Really?
be able to open the driver's door.
What was the circumstances behind him ending up at LDM? I mean, he was there in 2012, but he regrets being full-time, I suppose. He did come second in Super 2, so he could have been at maybe a different team, but like, there's not a lot of teams that probably would have taken him. Could have been a Triple Eight co-driver. True. Could have been... I mean... Whose co-driver would he been like? Because Lowndes was with what was it, Luffy? Yeah, got a better spot. Yeah, so Lowndes had Luffy, so I don't know if they would have picked Pye over Luffy, because Luffy is like got a reputation as like a solid, reliable steerer. Roland was his manager, yeah, but Roland's also got a brain, so he's not just gonna put his guy in because he's his manager. We've done his thing, got him a good seat, yeah, probably got him a full-time gig. 2013, what was going on in 2013? You don't want to be at Erebus in 2013. You don't want to be at Nissan. You don't want to be at LDM. You don't want to be He can't be a techno. What's the best way to look at this? Can't be at FPR. Oh, hang on. There's what? Charlie Schwerkolt. So I could see Charlie picking up. Could have been the lead driver with Ekstrom. Yeah, but I think Scott probably wanted to do more races, and so this was a way of doing more races. Maybe did a wild card with Stoner. Maybe, but I don't know at what point Stoner gave up on Super 2. Like, because it's sort of weird that that they said that he was going to be. I think Roland Dane said that Casey Stoner could have been winning races in his second year in Super 2. I just thought this makes no sense. He said he was fast, and I'm like, kidding me, right? Let's have a look. Maybe we'll watch some 2013 Dunlop series. He was sick of it. He really was fast. Okay. 18th. There's a 5th place at QR. Bad situational awareness. Right. You got one that's 5th. You got there's 5th place at QR. Caught up in accidents constantly. Yeah, that's it. I remember. I think Perth was one where he got caught up in a lot of incidents. So if we try and find Winton 2013 Super 2. It wasn't his crash and gets collected. Yeah. Alright, so 2013. And what was the one that he was good at? The last race at QR, I think. So he was cooking at Bathurst too. Alright, well, let's watch and then hit the wall. Alright. Let's have a look at that one. Second race. Let's no. Steve Owen. When they qualify. He's down there, what, 9th? He's on road 2 with Taz Douglas, Andrew Jones next with George Badiki. Both the Russell boys. 2013 field did not have a lot of good guys in it. Okay, it's got Cam Waters, it's got some guys that were good, but it's sort of like a gutted field because they took the best guys from 2012. A bit like this year, really. Waters wasn't great in 2013. Waters, even in 2014, he wasn't good. He didn't get good until 2015. He was fast in 2014. Kept on getting in incidents. Who won 2014? I think Dumbrell won 2014. So 2015 became unbeatable. Yeah. And then he sort of had to do it all over again in 2016. Yeah, 2014 Paul Dumbrell. 2015, though, that was a bad year for Paul Dumbrell. What do you mean? Yeah, he was main game 2016, but he kept on, he would qualify well and then get in incidents. So, he kind of had to refine his craft again. Yeah. So, he was really good. And then he goes into the main game, and it's like he has to learn it all over. But maybe it's just like the pressure. You're in the main game. Everyone's faster. It probably doesn't help because everyone's faster. You're going, all right, I have to get up to speed. So you're focusing on the speed, and then you're screwing it up because you're so focused on speed. And then you gotta get a lot of things right. But he had great moments in his 2016. FPR cars fell off too. I think there were two things happening in 2016. Triple A expanded to 3 entries, and Scott McLaughlin, the Volvo got sorted as well. 2015, he was kind of nowhere. He had to climb his way back up from last in the championship. And so that's like sometimes there's a thing that I think which is, did you get worse or were you beaten? And so I think when it comes to Winterbottom and Mostert, they were beaten. They weren't worse. They were just beaten. They were still 6th and 7th in the championship, and so that's why they weren't 3rd in the championship, because Triple Eight had 3 cars.
They said they struggled in the dirty air behind the Falcons in race 1 yesterday. No dirty air now for him because he's got the move done and he's starting hard. There's Ash Walsh.
Yeah. Where's Casey? Stoner behind Drew Russell. The Russell brothers are pretty good in Super 2. They were just running like a family team, so they didn't quite have the budget to run at the front. Then Gisbergen beat them fair and square, 2014. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, did you get worse or were you beaten? Like, getting worse is like people who don't normally beat you are beating you. That's how you know you're getting worse. If Van Gisbergen beats you in 2014, then he beats you. If Scott McLaughlin beats you, then he beats you. Lowndes beats you, well, he was already there. So back end top 10 constantly. Yeah. And so 2015, it was just sort of lucky that they had what might have been an aero advantage. Although even then, they weren't great at the start of the year. They started good. They took a while to get it to be dominant. At the start of 2015, got until like Perth, and then they started really cooking. And dog shit at the back end of the year. Yeah. Didn't help that they lost Chaz at the end of the year. And so they had Steve Owen and Cam Waters. So like they had one chance and they blew it pretty much. Well, they won one chance and they almost blew it. Andrew Jones. The 1 year Winko fell off too. Yeah, that's it as well. Yeah, that's it. Who wasn't there? Who wasn't there? Drew Russell, Perkins. Stars aligned for them. Yeah, pretty much. They just got lucky, pretty much. Except if Chaz hadn't crashed, I think Chaz would have won the championship. Ooh. You know, I thought you might disagree on that one because of how long it took Chaz to win for Walkinshaw, to win the championship. But I think just being at Walkinshaw is not the best team. But Chaz was dog walking Winterbottom. Oh, he was. He was out qualifying him constantly. And just like, yeah. He came second at Sandown. Chaz to Winterbottom, but SVG was to win Cup. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. Like Win Cup and Frosty were in trouble when Chaz and SVG rocked up because all of a sudden they had someone applying the blowtorch. So yeah. Jack Perkins, who gets picked up by Charlie Schwerkoff for 2014. Oh. What? Not that fast. You made me think he was faster than that. He didn't get it to the top 4. But he has just switched from. Was he 4th? Where was he? Is that Drew Russell and then Douglas and then that's what Owen Wood. Oh yeah, he's 4th there. He's just in this battle with Walsh. Yeah, so up to 4th. All right, you're right. Going from 9th up to 4th. He's doing a good job then. Yeah, he's just clipped the wall. Did he hit the fence? Not quite. Might have damaged. Oh yeah, that might do it. Relatively to someone this, yeah, first year in the supercars as well. He's just gone from MotoGP to Super 2, so he's doing a pretty good job. Inside wall, he hit it. Yeah. Yeah. I thought he just sort of grazed it and that he might be able to make the positions back, but yeah, he's just. That's your point, Tommy Smith. Yep. Yeah. So you got to give him benefit of the doubt for coming from a different. Jack Smith used to anger you. What did he used to do? Or say?
The guy behind him is Josh King. He's never been here before. First time he's running in the next Holland Racing Team car. He made his Dunlop Series debut at Winton. He's just here to do laps. He's just here to learn the
Was that the end of that one? Or?
He's not now because Sam Walter got down the inside and made some contact. That always happens when you say good stuff.
Don't know why some messages don't send. That's annoying. Yeah, could be your internet connection, maybe. It's filtering the messages. It shouldn't be. I think on this thing I've got it switched to say whatever you want. I'll have a look. I think don't know if there's anything I can. Oh, hang on. If I go into edit. Hang on. I'll turn off moderation. It's got like an automatic thing. He was driving because his father owned the team. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Anyone can comment. Comments on. Sort by. Yep. All right. Cool. So maybe that's fixed it. I just it had basic moderation on, so had some sort of filtering on. But yeah, Jack Smith was not great in 2019 Super 2, so for him to suddenly step up into the main game, he wasn't like horror, but there were better drivers around. Oh yeah, for sure. Like Kurt Kostecki might have been a better choice than Jack Smith, and Kurt Kostecki was not a great choice. So, like you might get results. You'll take Jack Smith over Kurt Kostecki, but in 2019, Kurt Kostecki was out qualifying Jack like all the time, and you know we're seeing. I can't compare Casey Stoner because we've just said that. So, like 4 rounds in 2017. Kurt Kostecki. Oh, in the Team 18 car 2016. Is that what you mean? Yeah. Because after Lee had his crash, Kurt rocks up with his own car. That car wasn't great. Kostecki wildcard, he was the slow one. Oh yeah. He was the one doing the full Super 2 season. Oh, in 2019. Is that what you mean? But Kurt wasn't. Jake did the wild card. Kurt was Jake and Brody did the wild card, and Jake was actually having a pretty good year in Super 2. I don't know if Kurt did the Enduros in 2019. He did the Enduros when where is he? No, he didn't. So but I think in 2020, 21, 22, saw Kurt Kostecki in there, but Jake did the wild card with Brody. Kurt had earlier opportunities than Brody and Jake, and that's just because he rocked up to Charlie with a car that was already built, and so they just had to adjust it to Super 2 specification. So there was that, but he wasn't that good in 2016. But they had like all 3 Kosteckis in the top 10, I think, in 2021. Was it 21 or 22? It's crazy you could tell from the jump that Brody was going to be a freak. What, like in 2017? I think 2017 Brody wasn't that impressive. In 2018 he was impressive. Won his first Super 2 race. 2017. No, he didn't. No, it was 2019. Like 2018 actually. Soft tire race at Sandown was. It wasn't 2017 because Brody's best result was like 10th or something. 7th twice in Newcastle. The winners in 2017, Dumbrell and the Brock. 2018. Or are you talking the wild card? No, you said Super 2 race. Because Brody didn't do Super 2 in 2019 after the first 2 rounds. But Brody did win races towards the end of the year. Yeah, swept Sandown. So you were right about the track. Yeah, swept Sandown. I think they must have put upgrades or something on the cars, whatever it was. Suddenly they were really good. But he had little flashes in the paddock. He's getting close, and he's just better than. This is 2018. He was just better than Kurt, pretty much. Like Kurt was more experienced. He should have been up there. And then Brody start like by Simmons Plains. Brody was driving old shit. Well, they all supposedly had the same 888 built cars. He wasn't getting opportunities. In Brody's first year in 2017, he was at MSR driving an old Falcon. I think Brody said on Lucky Dogs that it was a Project Blueprint car, whereas from 2016 onwards, Car of the Future was eligible, and so that's why Tickford won the championship with LeBrock and Jacobson. So I think MSR only got one Car of the Future car, and that was Hazelwood's VF fixing his own shit. Yeah, and it's not unheard of for drivers to have to do that. But also Brody likes doing that. Don't say he was like forced to do it. They're like, Brody, get off the couch, come fix your car. They weren't. I don't think they were like that. He wanted to be part of it because he likes knowing what's happening with his car. But like when you go pro and you're in racing for DJR, then you have mechanics that you should be relying on. Whereas in Super 2, it's harder to come by mechanics. Don't think you had the choice, so yeah, maybe. Yeah, not sure. They didn't have the staff to do it. That makes sense. I think MSR are talking their stocks up this year. The whole family was doing it, not just him. Kostecki Brothers Racing, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, so they would fix their own cars in between rounds, but they got like TAFE people during the rounds to help them with it. I know because I went to it was in 2020 Adelaide. Kurt Kostecki done this stupid move on Jack Perkins, and they've both gone on the fence. And Kurt, I didn't see Kurt fixing his front bumper or whatever part it was. Mind you, this is late at night. This is at like 7 or 8 o'clock during the concerts. And yeah, there was this guy fixing up Kurt's part. So, and then he was out again. But then the next day, the car wasn't quite straight, I don't think, and so he wasn't as competitive as he was in the first race. And it crashed it. I think Brody is just better at a lot of that sort of stuff. It's sort of interesting because you see Brody takes a while to get better than Kurt there. What year did Brody go to Eggleston? 2020. Yeah, he got signed for 2020 to go to Eggleston, and that was on recommendation from Roland Dane. I think that the budget might have dried up for Arco World and Kostecki Brothers Racing. So they only had the money to run Kurt. And Jake had gone to main game to do the Superlight program at MSR. Man, that's closing windows, man. Only Brody said yes to 888. He beat Scott and Wincup's records. Yeah, well, Brody was loyal to Erebus until he wasn't getting his own way, which is sometimes there's a pecking order at places. You can't just be like, oh, I want this, I want that. So he shouldn't have been. He shouldn't have been loyal, you mean? Yeah, and that's what I've said in the past, is that there is no place for loyalty in motorsport. Yeah, I think if I'm winning your shit, then when you don't normally win, yeah, then you're it. That's why Scott McLaughlin left GRM. That's why, but like, Frosty saying to Tickford, "Oh, you listen to me when I say things for sustainability." Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, but they were winning before Brody and Will. They were winning with David Reynolds and Anton De Pasquale. Now look at them. Yeah, well, they went away and they won championships. Well, Brody won the championship at Erebus, but Will went away and immediately won the championship. And Brody could very well win the championship this year if he's fortunate enough for the team to pull their finger out and stay in the lead to the end. Yeah, winning races isn't enough. No, you need to be winning championships. Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, because Davey didn't win the championship and Anton didn't win the championship. Brody did win the championship, so yeah. But remember, a lot of this stuff was unfolding around the time of the bend. It was getting out when Will got signed to Triple Eight. I think around Townsville, right? Townsville was the sort of time when Triple Eight. I think it was because Shane had already confirmed that he was going to leave, and so Triple Eight were ringing the phones of the best drivers in the field, and grabbing couldn't get Brody and got Will instead. But I don't know. Would it be good to have two top drivers like Brody and Brock? Because yeah, I don't know. You still think Will Brown is trash? I've said it before. I say it again. Will Brown is not. Yes, trash is harsh. Will Brown is a very good driver, but he's not the best driver. He's not as good as Brock Feeney or Brody Kostecki. He's better than Randall for sure. So level below Brody and Brock and them guys. He's like Cam Waters level. Yeah, I think so. Well, Cam's pretty fast. At the moment, the team is not giving him the car that he needs, and he's been so consistent that he's in second in the championship. And hopefully they get things sorted for the New Zealand doubleheader. But yeah, I think Cam Waters is. You can't look at individual races and say this guy's better or that guy's better. You got to look at like consistent results across the board, and the best comparison is teammate comparison. So I think Will Brown isn't as good as Waters. I think Waters is slightly better than Will Brown, but we've got to remember Waters is at Tickford. He's not like. I think Waters hasn't had the opportunity to win the championship. You disagree? Waters' teammate is Donk. It's like Cam Hill levels. I think Cam Hill's better than Thomas Randall. Them man back there. I don't know. Randall shouldn't even be in supercars, if you're honest. Oh, that's brutal. I think Randall took a long time to. I think Randall is like Zach Best level. That's what I think. I think if Zach Best made it to the main game, he'd be about where Randall is. Like Randall's gets top 10s in the championship because he's driving for Tickford, not because he's good. Zach Best is faster than Randall. Yeah. Let's have a look. So we've got Randall here. He's got a pole in 2018 Super 2, which is his first year. He was racing open wheelers because he was trying to go down the Formula One path. In 2019, he got 2 poles. 2020, which was a COVID year. And Zach Best's first year, but Zach Best at his peak should have been in supercars. Zach Best not at his peak anymore. And what's that? 3 poles for Randall in 2020 in the Nissan. And then 2021, there should be no excuses for Zach Best. Quality has him past him. Quality's got past him, I suppose you mean. Ojada's faster than Zach Best, apparently. 2 poles. They were teammates. Actually, no, hang on. Zach Best was at he was at Tickford. 22. And 2. Someone of Randall's quality trying to get into supercars will never get in. Okay, yeah. So, because you have different years where there's different levels of quality, and just because they're winning races doesn't mean that they're that good. You got to look at who they're up against. But he's already in, which is why he's still there. Yeah, that's right. Tickford are going, oh, well, we've let Rylan Gray go, and, and depends what their priorities are, really. Like, maybe they don't really care about getting someone to put up against Waters. Like you need like the Roland Dane approach, which is you put them in, and if they're not getting the results quickly enough, then you move them on. But Tickford, like Randall, sticks around too long. Randall was better than Jake Kostecki. Honestly, without the final series, Mostert would be a Greg Murphy story. Yeah, or a Will Davison story. Mostert, yeah. I mean, it's sort of interesting, right? So they introduced the final series, and so people start paying attention to the last few rounds of the year, but they could have done it anyway without the finals. Murphy has cult status. Yeah, and Murph was great personality. Davo doesn't have cult status. Yeah, it's true. Greg Murphy is just popular. He's just a popular driver because he's got a great personality. He's outspoken. People will be like, "Oh, how good's Chaz Mostert?" And yeah, Mostert's popular as well. So yeah, it's pretty much the same sort of situation. Besides the stupid no social hate. Yeah. Oh, there was something someone said about it. What was it on? I think it was on Lucky Dogs with Ryan Walkinshaw, because Red Bull don't they're not like they don't care for the no social hate thing. And that's probably part of just like the no social hate thing is like there's criticism, and then there's people being completely rude. They were getting hate, and Red Bull wasn't condemning it. Oh, well, tough titties. Like, Red Bull wasn't getting the hate, and he wasn't happy. Yeah, it was having a big cry about it. Just, well, that's what happens, right? It's what happens when you're popular, when people are paying attention to what you're doing and saying. People are gonna complain about it. So, and there's dickheads out there who are gonna wish death upon you, stuff like that, and say a bunch of unnecessary stuff and harass you and your family. And those people can die in a fire. Your message get filtered again. Okay, the last few ones you've said, besides that stupid no social hate, they were getting hate and Red Bull wasn't condemning it and he wasn't happy. That's what you've said. The last ones, last 3 messages. Don't know if I got filtered. What's this button do? Brody's confrontational about everything in that pod. Yeah, Brody's a confrontational guy. Moderation activity. It's got a button here. He'll literally stop Will Brown when... Oh, there's... Being weird. When he's telling stories that he doesn't agree with. Oh, really? Yeah. Ryan was chatting other shit. That's what I sort of liked. I liked about them having Ryan on. And they were sort of talking about confrontational sort of stuff that people won't like talking about. But they're still being friendly about it. Because Brody will stop anyone. He wasn't stopping Ryan. Okay. Yeah, well, that's like... Yeah, I think Ryan was saying something. Yeah, so I didn't agree with everything that Ryan Walkinshaw said. Will is non-confrontational. He's uncomfortable, so he starts giggling to make it a joke. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what we like about Brody. Brody will just say it. And that's what I like about Jamie Whincup as well. He'll just say it. Ryan said Woody's move was on. Are you joking? Was that me? He wasn't even past the rear wheel. Yeah. He was just behind the B pillar. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was just it's never enough to put your car there. Yeah, that's it. But I mean, there were 2 sides to that one as well, and he's blaming Brock. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, there's 2 sides to it. The move wasn't really on. Then he's acting like the optics weren't bad for him. Yeah. So he was stupid for it. Yeah, yeah, well, sometimes people just want to ignore what people are saying for not being happy about him. Yeah, what did he call people crayon eaters? Not being happy about him celebrating the professional foul. Yeah. That's it. Like I want a fair fight when I watch sport. I want everyone to get a good fair go and that you're not seeing somebody just almost blatantly crashing him out. Like, what the hell are you yapping about? He knows that looks so bad. Yeah. Brody was just nodding and agreeing. Yeah. You know what? Sometimes people make what do? They contradict themselves. You see, Brody doesn't agree, but he doesn't want to say anything. Yeah, or maybe Brody just doesn't have a good enough argument to tell him that he's wrong. Or maybe he just knows that it doesn't matter what you say to Ryan Walkinshaw, he's just going to believe what he believes. I think half the time he never does. Oh, he'll disagree. He just shuts Will down. Yeah, well, he knows Will, and he knows that Will's like a puppy dog, so he can just tell him he's wrong, and Will will go, "Oh, all right then." Will isn't a smart cookie. No, but he's a puppy dog. We love him, so he kind of just goes with it. Yeah. Relationship dynamics. Yeah. I mean, Will put up with being at Eggleston's for those years and couldn't make it happen. What was it? 3 years at Eggleston's, he could barely win a race. That pod annoyed you so bad. Yeah. It was, I think mainly just listening to what Ryan Walkinshaw says, but what just the Will and Brody dynamics as well. He didn't like that either. So that's what I like about Scott Pye is that he's open to people telling him he's wrong. Brody takes spot shots at Triple Eight constantly, and Will just lets it slide. Yeah. Well, they make jokes about how much Brody's getting paid as well, like all the time. Will's always saying that Brody can afford it because he gets paid millions or something. Uh, He's like he deserves it though. He does. Uh, uh, I think maybe if it's sort of funny, best driver in the field. I wonder how much Brock is on. I think Brock will be on a fair amount because of what he's achieved and how good he is. Like, I think Brock will be on more than Will, or if he has a race bonus. Yeah, I think. Well, what's the thing that I don't know if you've seen the series where Jamie Whincup and Roland Dane are going for drives so that Roland can teach Championship Matters. I think Will would be on more Championship Matters. He probably got more that year. I think that's what it is. I think they would be on similar money. I don't think it would be like head and shoulders. One guy gets more than the other. And that's why that sort of stuff is kept secret, is because you don't want people saying, "Oh, well, this guy's getting more than me." So what you're saying in series? Oh, the Roland Dane Jamie Whincup series. They're just going for a drive, and I'll see if I can find it. Roland Dane Jamie Whincup drive. Blah 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 blah. Hey, look, there's my video. Where is it? In here. It's got to be from 2021. Is it a thing? No. So 5 years ago. That's 2020. Master and Apprentice, that's what it's called. There's just 2 episodes. So they're just going for a drive and talking about stuff. I think it's only just the 2 episodes there. Oh no, there's 3. But it's great. And there's this one bit where J-Dub's like, "Oh, so what do you do when it comes to pay?" And Roland says, "As little as possible." I don't know about this. About what? Can I see? Oh, yeah, we can watch it. Let's watch.
All right. Got 5 minutes to go for a
I don't know if you need the subtitles.
Do I need my wallet? Do I need money? Do I need... Yeah, bring your wallet. Bring your wallet. Okay.
Bring your wallet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just want to go for a drive. Feeling under a bit of pressure, actually.
Ah. Oh yeah. I think I did take it down. Hang on. Here it is. Is this what it's called?
All right. Got 5 minutes to go for a drive. Got a few questions. Really? Yeah. Okay.
It's up as loud as I can make it.
Cool. Do I need my wallet? Do I need money?
That's why I put subtitles on.
Yeah, bring your wallet. Bring your wallet. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that's as loud as it gets for me. I can't. Oh my god. Yeah, that's as loud as it gets.
Yeah, it's just want to go for a drive. Feeling under a bit of pressure, actually. In your shoes next year. So, what do you reckon is the most important thing about being the boss?
Clearly, the most important thing is managing all the people.
Yeah.
You know what sort of people we've got. We've got a selection of people that are almost uncontrolled.
Yeah.
And Shane, God knows how you control them. Yeah. Down through, all the volunteers. I mean, some of them have been around. How long have you worked with Ty?
It is really quiet.
Yeah, geez, what a nightmare.
Yeah. So it's more so trying to control the out of control in some way.
Yeah, try to bring those people into line. Dutto takes half his life building a house, the other half trying to run a race team.
Commercial there, just all over this.
Old people dry humor.
Had a good time. Did Tom and Co. Yeah.
Tom?
Yeah.
Good time boy.
Yeah.
Well, what do you lot call him? Hollywood, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't want to call it magazine. I think that it's a term of endearment or something.
Yeah. So do you reckon it's still alright? T-Boss still driving one of the cars, the Enduros? Is that acceptable?
Oh, yeah, that'll be a tricky one. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to do a scapie and come into the pits and then get out the car and change the wheels yourself and everything else? How are you going to handle that?
Yeah.
Hang on. I think I've got Russ Lingle on the phone now. I think he wants to ask me about some tips.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Is there any chance I can ask a few more questions?
Really?
Wait, it'll only be 5 minutes.
Some midget's been driving the car.
Midget's been driving the car.
Make sure I don't hit any other trucks on the way. This is like driving a Rolls Royce. This thing.
So how do you effectively yell at the engineers?
Well, yeah, I mean, in all honesty, you don't really yell at them. I mean, if I was yelling at them, then that would have been really spicy on the wall. So you catch more beats with honey in the end. Yeah. So you got to try and be nice to them. I mean, they don't see it as being nice to them, but I promise you, it's being nice to them.
Yeah.
From
what I've seen, you seem to yell.
But that's not really yelling. You're just trying to put a line in the sand, really, and tell them they've got to crap or get off the pot sometimes.
Team-owners to be afraid of you.
I doubt they are. I think the best way to deal with other team owners, doesn't matter, team owners, other people, the best way is just to win races. Yeah, that's what we're there for, isn't it? We're not there to spiders. We're there to win races, and that deals with most issues, mate.
Yeah. So how do you determine what you pay your drivers? Yeah. It's sort of.
I thought you knew that.
Well, it's limitless, isn't it?
Limitless.
It's somewhere between naught and too much.
Yeah.
And naught being too much anyway.
Yeah.
But when somewhere you got to try and hit the sweet spot. I mean, I normally go and ask Tyler how much I should pay the drivers.
Yeah.
He knows how to spend money.
Yeah.
And so, Ty, is it reasonable to be paying them 50 grand a year? And he says, no, normally he has a bit unreasonable. I'd give them 16.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, by the time you put some expenses in there, it's not going to creeps up a little bit. But yeah, I normally go and ask him. That's the best way to try and arrive at a sweet spot.
Go and ask Tybo. Oh.
Dave, thanks for catching up.
Oh, no worries, mate. No worries.
It's getting towards the end of the year, and I just want to ask you some questions, if that's all right.
Yeah, no, happy to oblige you. You're far away.
Yeah, perfect. So, putting a 19-year-old kid Brock in. Big call.
Yeah, big call, but and honestly, you know what it's like. You're trying to think who's the next gun, who's the next person, who's the next Jamie Winkup, for instance, or whatever. But at the end of the day, for me, when I'm ducking out at the end of the year and giving you the keys, it just came down to who gave me the biggest paper bag. He's a good nipper, as you know. He's a quick nipper, and he'll keep Shane on his toes. We'll just try and make sure he doesn't grow a beard. So we've got somebody we can put in front of sponsors and everything.
Oh, he's got a beard now.
I think he'll be a great asset. But
He's got the breakout beard going.
Yeah, sure. What everyone wants to know is, what are you going to do? What are you doing yourself? Motorsport and T8 has been your absolute life for the last 20 years.
And it's been a long time. And on the other hand, there's a couple of other things that I'd quite like to do. I like keeping everyone guessing. They're all, what are you really going to do? What are you going to do? Try and guess, and second guess, and what's the plan, and everything. And I'm quite enjoying that too.
Yeah. So how many rounds do you reckon we'll see you at next year?
Championship rounds.
Yeah, how many do you reckon you'll... Right now, how many do you reckon you'll go to?
Any of the ones with Hyundai Excel race.
Oh, yeah. Still the glamour events.
Yeah.
The glamour events. Hyundai Excel.
Ones where I can come along and get a gig.
Alright, I think this one's the last one.
So what's this? Every time you want to ask some questions, we're in the Silverado Z71 cruising. Why don't you just come in and sit at my desk? You're embarrassed about asking the questions in front of other people or what?
You just seem your most relaxed in the Silverado. So, mate, last year we're gonna have a going away party, I reckon.
Who for?
Me.
How about me?
I feel like I've done long service. Like 17 years or something.
Well, I've done longer.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
You're the boss. No,
so I don't need a
boss on you anything.
really?
And I reckon I'll be doing it for a while, so I'm pushing hard for a going away party.
I'll tell you what, this old COVID thing's some blessings in disguise there, aren't they? Dodge giving you a party, save a bit of money on the way out the door.
Yeah.
That'd be handy.
Avoid that gala dinner that we have to go to at the end of the year.
But I miss it now.
Do you?
Well, last year we didn't have it.
Yeah.
And then, I don't miss having to wear a bloody penguin suit.
Yeah.
Not that I fit in any of the ones I've got anyway.
Yeah.
But honestly, yeah, it's just having it going, having to catch up as long as it doesn't go on and on and on.
You don't like you one day, Hall of Famer, getting up 10-minute speech, put everyone to sleep.
Not when you've upset as many people as I have.
So if you're not putting me on a going away party, you're expecting a farewell gift?
Me or you?
No, you.
Not me. A farewell gift. What are you going to give me some old watch on the chain or something on my waistcoat?
Just want to know if there's an expectation there for to start having a look around.
To be honest, I think the going away present has been given over the last 18 years. It's a bloody great headache.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going away.
That's why you got away.
You go, you go. It's like when you die, you die. You know, the sweepings in the graveyard the next day or whatever, and everyone gets on their life. That's the reality. So don't worry about any old memorabilia if I want it. I'll take it anyway.
Oh, that's good. Oh, all right. I think that is like all of them. Get on the Brock. Yeah, it's the end of the Master and Apprentice. All right. I don't know. That might be the stream for today. I think, got everything out of my system. I'm thinking about bits and pieces. Easy. Yeah. Yeah. So thanks for coming, man, and see you next weekend. Yes, sir. No worries. Catch you next time, dude. Yeah, you too. Have a good day. Bye-bye. George Battle Wash. Every damn race. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Did they lock out the front row? New Max Verstappen. Yeah. They did lock out the front row. Yeah, I know Kimmy got pole. Oh, New Max Verstappen. Yeah. They did lock out the front row. Yeah, I know Kimmy got pole. Oh, they've just axed Bahrain and Saudi. Actually confirmed that. So yeah, front row lockout, Hamilton third, and Leclerc second. So Ferrari second row, McLaren third row. Yep. It was inevitable. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, catch you next time, dude. Thanks for coming. Literally going to be a top 4 every race. Yeah. Yeah. Because the Ferrari is pretty much second best and Mercedes like solidly first best. But we'll see. There'll be upgrades and things and processes and things. Yeah. See you next time, dude. Bye-bye.